21-year-old Jarrett Wright, 5 wins this year, defeated the Yankees twice in the ALCS last year. This is his first appearance against them during the regular season. And like David Cone, his numbers have been improving in his last few starts. We'll take a look at the Yankee lineup that he'll face today. Chuck Knobloch at the top. Scott Brocious is hitting second today. Then Paul O'Neill, Tino Martinez the cleanup hitter, Tim Raines the DH, Chad Curtis the debut of Ricky Leday, and Joe Girardi and Luis Sojo down at the bottom.
Indians, very solid defensive ball club. In the infield, Fryman, Vizquel, Bell, and Tomei. Witten, Lofton, and Ramirez in the outfield. Alomar doing the catching, and Jared Wright on the mound. Look at the former Yankee Mark Witten, who had been playing south of the border in Mexico before the Indians signed him out of the Mexican League, and he's getting some playing time up here with Cleveland.
9 different teams that Witten has been with, and he's just 31 years old as Knobloch takes the power fastball in for a strike.
Explosive fastball, working on off-speed stuff. His changeup, well, he throws it occasionally, but it's not very effective. And as we mentioned, he's big game tested in both the playoffs and in the World Series. Started the 7th game for the Indians.
Knobloch's numbers. Chuck with 40 base on balls. Ripken, he's on there again. Like Lofton, the Yankees get their leadoff hit around here in the bottom of the first.
Well, let's see if the Yankees, with their leadoff man on base, as Knobloch will follow through on the pitch that's right in the middle of the plate. And watch this one, just kind of tail right where his bat's swinging, and he hits it solidly for the base hit. Not much that either Vizquel or Fryman can do about it, but look at it as it heads out to left field and Witten.
And as you saw Witten go after that ball, like you pointed it out earlier, base runners, if they get a good jump out of the box, can take advantage of the wet outfield. Brocious takes ball 1. It's going to take outfielders a little longer to get to those singles. Witten featuring the high Sox today. The opposite of Lofton, and Ramirez in tune with Witten.
Not only that, the first step for outfielders on line drives and fly balls, very important to get a good jump on balls today, because you're going to slosh out there.
Brocious takes a shot to right. He's late on that one, 1-1.
In fact, we might remind the fans, it really hasn't stopped raining. It's still drizzling. Started the game in the drizzle.
Just going to try to do everything they can to get this game in. If you missed our announcement on the scorecard show, the 2 rainouts have been rescheduled for September. That's low for a ball. Monday the 21st, which would have been an off day, will be one of the makeups, and then the 22nd will be a separate admission day-night doubleheader. So these teams will hook up for 4 games in 3 days in late September. Toward third, Fryman with a nice pick will get Knobloch at second, and they do not turn the double play. A great effort by David Bell at second, and a nifty play by Fryman.
Now, first of all, he robs Brocious of a possible extra base hit down the line. His ball's hit sharply, took a high hop. Watch him come up with it, and this is about as far as you can go around the horn. Bell in the middle of that with some pressure on him gets the throw over the first base, but not quite in time. As I said, the reason why they didn't turn it, because the ball started over the bag at third base. A long way to go for 2. Watch the takeout by Knobloch. Kind of came up short because he slid and stuck in a wet infield.
David Bell hung right in there, so here's O'Neill with 1 out. Breaking ball inside for a ball. You look around these 2 ball clubs, and there's a lot of talk about how great is this Yankee team. You'd be hard pressed to pick at a lot of positions. I mean, the American League has so many good first basemen. You're looking at Vaughn and Tomei and Martinez, Palmeiro. Now you look at O'Neill and Ramirez, Fryman and Brocious, Vizquel and Jeter. I mean, the Indians have some solid position players, and suddenly they've come to the top of the American League in pitching as well. O'Neill with a count of 2-0. Now 3-0.
Here's a look at the motion of Jared Wright. Not too high a leg kick, I'd say about average.
Yeah, what's different right here, Kenny, is see he gets over the pitch with that powerful body, but he recoils and actually starts going back towards second base. And Mark Wiley, the pitching coach, has been trying to get him to improve on that. That's in for a strike because he is so powerful, as you can see, those thick, heavy legs, and his upper body follows through as you look at Wiley charting the pitches, but his lower body tends to recoil, and over a period of time, that's going to take its toll on your back.
Yeah, you can't go in two directions at once.
Fouled out of play. Count is full. I guess the classic motion that we all compare right-handers to is Tom Seaver, and you'd see Seaver get that back knee dirty, but everything was going toward home plate, using all of his power.
Well, he's more of a stand-up pitcher than what used to say Seaver, drop and drive.
Yeah.
His knees are clean.
For the time being, I don't think anybody will be too clean when this one is over. On the run is Brocious, and O'Neill pokes it out into left center. A late start for Witten, but he's going to catch up with it. And that's the second out of the inning as Brocious retreats. Today's umpire lineups brought to you by NAM, National Arbitration and Mediation, the most timely, cost-effective way to settle your legal disputes. Drew Cobles, the chief, he's behind home plate. Dale Ford, Ted Henry, and Brian O'Nora. Now, between the umpires and the visiting team, you can go through about 10 pounds of $20 bills in New York when you got 2 days off. And these umpires have had some time off, too. You got restaurants, Broadway plays, but a lot of ways you can spend your money. Tino takes ball one.
Well, Tino liked it up in Montreal, hit a couple of home runs at the Big O. Now in double figures in homers.
Outside, 2-0.
And right now with a 2-0 count, this is a choose pitch for Tino. If he likes it, up out over the plate.
Liked it, but it was out toward the outside part of the plate and off the end of the bat, and Ramirez is there to make the grab. So the Yankees, like the Indians, get a base runner, but Jarrett Wright pitches a scoreless first. David Cone to take the mound when we come back on MSG. No score in the Bronx.
New York Yankees baseball on MSG. The Yanks are at Camden Yards to battle the Orioles at their New York City Marriott scorecard tomorrow night on MSG.
In Ford Windstar's case, things you might not know about help keep you safe. Because with over 40 standard safety features, there's bound to be a few you aren't aware of. Things you see and things you don't.
Windstar gets the highest government safety rating, 5 stars.
Driving a Ford Windstar makes me feel safe and secure.
Now Windstar comes with up to $2,500 cash back or 1-9 financing.
Your good health checklist just became a little longer. At Geneva General Hospital, we offer comprehensive women's health services, including bone density scanning for osteoporosis, a disease characterized by a loss of bone mass where bones become fragile and can easily fracture. Early diagnosis of osteoporosis is one of the best ways to prevent and treat this disease. The scanning procedure is safe and painless and is covered by many insurance companies. For more information, call Women's Health Services. Geneva General Hospital. Good health. We're in it together.
Expensive habit, hard to quit. Gotta find a way.
And I really get off on this stuff. Makes me feel good. Gonna be a good time. I'm a winner today. Hey, this was a sure thing. What am I gonna do now?
More than 250,000 New Yorkers are addicted to this kind of pot. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, call 1-800-437-1611. The Problem Gambling Helpline. Hope for you and yours.
Foggy day in the Bronx, umbrellas out. We remind you that New York Yankee baseball brought to you in part by Guinness, the perfect pint. Should have upwards of 40,000 here today despite the conditions, and fans have come prepared. Cone works to David Justice. Bowl for a ball.
Justice last year, injuries limit him to quite a few games as a designated hitter, and the same thing this year. pretty good outfielder when he was with the Atlanta Braves. Played right field. Here with Cleveland, he's played more or less left field when he's been in there defensively.
We were talking during the break how guys get comfortable in that DH role. That's on the edge, 2-1, and all of a sudden you forget that a lot of guys that are DHs, like Chili Davis, when he comes back during their younger days, were good outfielders.
David Justice, an excellent low fastball hitter.
Fouled it out of play, with testament to Cohn's fastball. When you're behind in the count against a good hitter like Justice and he's still late, it means you got some pretty good giddy up on it.
You notice the guard that Justice is wearing on his right elbow. He hyperextended that elbow last year, missed some time.
David tried that backdoor breaking ball to Tomey, and you can see he's a little perturbed with it. That position on the rubber helps him find the outside corner, but he's getting underneath it just a little bit right now. And missed with that one as well. So Justice draws a leadoff walk here in the Indians' second.
Second walk allowed by David Cohn. He walked 2 in his last start.
That's our New York Marriott Marquee pitching matchup. A week ago, a complete game. And a week ago Saturday, Jarrett Wright working on 8 days rest with a good effort against the Cincinnati Reds in interleague play. I think the Indians won that Battle of Ohio.
Yeah, Wright has won 4 in a row. So you can't go wrong with Wright lately.
Sandy Alomar, first pitch swinging straightaway center, and Curtis is there. Puts it away. That's it. We've seen, Kenny, a subtle difference in these two ball clubs already. Ramirez and Alomar against a pitcher like David Cohn, who tends to throw a lot of pitches. They've gone after the first pitch. You will seldom see a Yankee hitter do that, and that's why the Yankees draw more walks and don't strike out as often.
I think right at the top of the order, Chuck Knobloch sets the tone. He's trying to set the table for everybody else, and the others seem to follow suit.
Mark Whitten back in a Cleveland uniform. Good fastball, misses, ball one. Mentioned he was playing in Mexico, and with the injury to Brian Giles, a fine left fielder for the Indians, the Indians added Whitten to their roster. They also have a former Yankee on their roster, Matt Luke. Matt Luke went from the Yankees to the Dodgers, and now getting a chance to play part-time with the Indians. That misses, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, Whitten came up with Toronto, then to Cleveland, then to St. Louis, where he played for Joe Torre. He probably had his best year when he drove in 99 runs in 1993 with 25 homers. Then on to Boston, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Seattle, New York, and now Cleveland.
Sounds like the city of New Orleans.
Well, you get
making all the stops, and it gives you an idea when a guy is a prospect. And I can remember the Toronto scouts talking about him back in the late 80s about this guy's got an arm better than Winfield and Jesse Barfield, and what a great player he's going to be. He's been a decent major league player, but has never played up to the potential, reached the potential they thought he would. 3-1 now. It's Cohn having a little difficulty.
You get a nice collection of team suitcases, though.
Yeah, a lot of stickers. Good moving expenses. On the run is Justice. This is hit well to left field. Leday is on the move. He's at the wall, and he puts it away at the base of the wall, and he played that well for his first day in Yankee Stadium. I mean, he went back on it, made the right turn, and put it away.
Well, good defensive skills on his first tough play in the major leagues. By this time, he eyes it, and he's going to make the catch up against the wall. They showed a pretty strong arm getting the ball back in. So not overmatched on a ball that was well hit by Mark Whitten to deep left center field.
Second out of the inning.
There was Justice on the move. Now he's going to have to touch second on the way back. Right in the middle of the bag. No doubt about it.
And first pitch to David Bell in for a strike. Signed with the Indians. Was traded away back in 1995 for Ken Hill, when the Indians acquired Hill to help them get to the World Series. Breaking ball in for a strike. And now back home. Of course, a native of Cincinnati, the son of Tiger manager and former big leaguer Buddy Bell. But Cone just paralyzes right-hand hitters with that breaking ball, and it's 0-2 here. Stays alive.
Yeah, David had a big day recently against the Tigers. It was a day in which he picked up his dad and drove him to the ballpark in Cleveland, then beat him with a double late in the ball game.
Yeah, thanks for the ride.
Yeah.
On the run is Justice. Won't make any difference because Cone strikes out David Bell. Again, the Indians get a base runner but fail to score. David Cone with 2 scoreless innings. Yankees coming to bat when we come back on MSG.
Connecting with the wrong internet provider can leave even the most experienced net user frustrated and abandoned. Now there's a better way. BellAtlantic.net, with access to Big Yellow, your Yellow pages on the web, and a helpful staff to guide you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Bell Atlantic can open doors to the internet you never knew existed. Wild things are happening. Bell Atlantic. We'll see you there.
You never know when it's going to happen, but when it does, you'll never forget it.
Excuse me, sir? Do you know how to get to the freeway from here?
The first time someone calls you sir. At a moment like this, head to your Mitsubishi retailer and lease a new 98 Eclipse RS. Right now, it's just $199 a month. Hurry, you don't have much time. Is your life built for Mitsubishi?
There's a time and a place for subtlety. This is definitely not the time or the place. Because the entire Pentium notebook world has just been flattened by a machine with a chip that's over twice as fast.
When it comes to renting a place to go, National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Call National at 1-800-CAR-RENT.
Rain picking up a little bit at the stadium as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Drew Coble, the crew chief, went over to the dugout between innings, and we'll update you on what he had to say as we check our Delta Airlines upcoming schedule. You're going home.
Baltimore, as the Yankees will fly out of here after tonight's game, and they'll play the Orioles Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at Camden Yards, right here on MSG.
Then on the weekend, back at the Jake, 4 games with the Indians, as Tim Raines takes strike 1 from young Jarrett Wright.
Well, Tim gave me some information that I want to stand by and check out tomorrow night's game in Baltimore. Little Rock is coming up to Baltimore, and it looks like he's going to sign.
Good for him.
So the Orioles kind of waited till maybe his dad was in town to give it the okay.
Little father-son press conference. Good curveball from Wright there, and Tim is in an 0-2 hole. Good fastball. I can see where Mark Wiley, the pitching coach, has worked with Jarrett Wright. He's got a little more of a complete windup, a complete motion to take advantage of that good lower body he's got. Slapped in the hole to right. He hangs that curveball, and Raines cashes it in. That's the 2nd hit of the game for the Yankees.
They had mentioned that Wright, while effective last year, was more of a thrower. He was just overpowering the hitters. And, of course, that can't last. You're going to have to change speeds up here in the big leagues to get people out consistently. There's a hanging breaking ball, and that's not one way to do it. The hitters like Raines have been hitting those pitches, what, 18 years now?
Yeah.
Hanging hooks.
Well, that's where if you have the drop and drive motion like a Seaver, you'd have less chance of hanging that curveball. But because you mentioned it a while ago, he's kind of a stand-up pitcher. Here's a stand-up player, Chad Curtis, up there in on-base percentage, drawing walks. And would he love to have a good game? I say a good series because it's only a 1-gamer. Ricky Ledee awaiting his first major league at bat in the on-deck circle. Chad, of course, acquired by the Yankees from Cleveland for David Weathers.
You know, with the rain coming down as it is here in Yankee Stadium, that first run might be all important.
toward third. Fryman, it's not hit very hard. Off target throw, but David Bell makes a nice recovery. They get Raines at second. No chance to turn two. And that's the first out of the second inning. Well, an exciting moment as you see Ricky Leday's Columbus numbers. Well, if he's got the kind of power like Matt Noakes used to have from that left side, I think he wore number 38. It's a day Ricky will never forget. No one ever does forget that first day. In the hole, he's got a base hit. His first major league at bat. Curtis will stop at second because of the wet footing. One pitch, one swing, and Ricky Leday is on the board.
Can't hold it down.
Yeah, you slide it and get a bruise. Nice start.
One pitch and you're batting 1,000 in the big leagues. Jorge Posada trying to get the butt off it, get it all cleaned up for a nice souvenir. There it is, fastball up, pulled through the hole. That's what that hole was made for. When the first baseman holds that runner, left-handed hitters have a way of advancing runners.
There's Girardi hitting in the 8th spot, and the breaking ball misses for a ball. So Girardi, who despite that batting average in the mid-250s, tends to get a lot of clutch hits, and most of them are to right field. I mean, Manny Ramirez is playing him like a left-hand power hitter right now. He's out near the warning track. Not much of a lead for Curtis.
Well, Girardi's only home run went in that direction this year.
Check as we pan around to right field. Like Ramirez is out there. I would think against Girardi you'd be playing somewhere in that area to have some kind of a chance at throwing out Curtis at home on a base hit.
If a base hit is hit, it's going to slow up anyway because the grass is wet. So you really want to play a little closer.
Girardi trying to shoot it that way, fouls it out of play. 1-1. That's what we're talking about. Is the average is at 253, but look what he does with runners in scoring position.
It's not only this year. That was true last year too for Girardi, who seemed to have better at bats with men on.
Breaking ball swung on and missed. I think somebody got Manny's attention from the Cleveland dugout because he's either that or he's got an earpiece and he's listening to our because he's come in about 10 strides. That's more the normal position you would play.
Maybe he found a drier spot out there.
Good pitch. Blazer outside corner, and Girardi is rung up. That's the second out of the inning.
A well-spotted fastball from Jared Wright. The shifting of Sandy Alomar to the right side, right-hand side of the plate. This pitch is right over the corner. Not much you can do about that. Sometimes you have to tip your cap to the pitcher. It just got me out. Wait till next time.
Alois Soho batting 9th will step in. The Yankees, of course, will be without Derek Jeter for about another 4 days. I think he'd be eligible to play toward the end of the week. Not on the edge, outside. Looked like Drew Coble was going to call that a strike, so it's a little outside. You see him looking over toward the first base dugout. He's motioning to the grounds crew. Between innings, they're going to throw a lot of that diamond dust to absorb moisture on the field. Fouled out of play. While we're watching baseball and talking about it, the umpires and the ground crew are in communication because they want to try to keep this field as playable as they can and get this game in. They're poised.
They've been working overtime to get this field in shape just for the game today, and it's still raining.
Outside corner, strike 2.
Not only does Wright have a pretty good fastball, it has some good movement to it. Nice little tail just at the end. As you can see, just behind him, how hard it is raining here at the stadium.
Breaking ball tapped towards second on a couple of hops. David Bell is there. He throw to Tomey in time. We've played 2 at the stadium. Wright and Cone are in command of this one so far. No score as we head to the 3rd on MSG.
When it comes to renting a car, we believe there's only one place to go. National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Call National at 1-800-CAR-RENT.
Let's go! Pro football in.
Ah, there's nothing like a little silk to arouse passion. Finger Lakes Racetrack. Thoroughbred racing so exhilarating you can feel your heart race. What silk were you thinking of? Finger Lakes Racetrack, where excitement runs wild.
The fastest horses and top jockeys in racing meet in one of the country's richest three-quarter-mile races. The $200,000 Finger Lakes Breeders' Cup, our race of the year, Saturday, June 20th.
Wanted. Drivers with good, bad, and ugly credit. No matter what your past credit history, call Auto Solutions toll-free at 1-888-423-AUTO. Your reward? Pre-qualification for instant automotive credit. It's fast, it's easy, and it's absolutely free. 1-888-423-AUTO to be pre-approved today. The Auto Solutions Auto Loan Phone is completely automated, so it's hassle-free and completely confidential. This is your chance to reestablish your credit without the pressure of a salesman or the hassle of paperwork. First-time buyer, divorce, repossession, slow pay, even bankruptcies. Call now. Even with less than perfect credit, you can pre-qualify for the pre-owned vehicle you've always wanted. 1-888-423-AUTO. Call Auto Solutions, the loan arrangers, for your reward. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We head to the top of the 3rd inning, and a reminder that there's some exciting upcoming games. Interleague play. The Atlanta Braves will be in a week from tomorrow. That'll be a 4-game series, 2 in New York and then 2 down in Atlanta. And then the following week, the Philadelphia Phillies will come up from I-95 for a 3-gamer. And then the holiday weekend, the Baltimore Orioles for their 2nd visit. Ticket windows are open. Tickets available at Ticketmaster, at the stadium, clubhouse stores, and even on the web, www.yankees.com.
The Yankees have gotten off to a good start in interleague play, 5-1.
Quite different from last year when they did not play well. And well, they get creative, don't they? They had the puppy, the Terriers the last time for David Cone. Lofton to step in, singled in his first at bat, got to second base with nobody out, and that's back in the first when Cone worked out of that jam. Low for a ball.
Saw the fake of the bunt. Brocious was well in on the grass, and if you look around the infield, you see Brocious. And over at first, Tino Martinez, even with the bag, almost on the grass.
Leday on the run. He was playing shallow, and he's not going to catch up with this one. Lofton is going to make the turn and think about going to 3rd, but hold up. The Yankees had him played, as you would for Kenny Lofton, fairly shallow, and he drove it over Leday's head for a double.
Well, Lofton's the type of guy that every once in a while he'll jump up and get good wood on it and drive the ball. And he's going to drive this one over Leday in the left center field, and with the Sauga going, it almost feels like you're running hard, but you're not going anywhere. And the ball to the wall, and a 2-base hit, a leadoff double. Kenny Lofton.
And here's Vizquel. That's high for a ball. And you mentioned the importance in a game like today of getting that first run in case it only goes 5 or 6 innings. So Brocious is in on the grass, anticipating the bunt, but yet you have to be alive for Lofton, who can steal 3rd. Fouled straight back.
I think Lofton becomes more apt to steal 3rd if Vizquel does not advance him and is out. Then you really have to watch him a lot more closely.
You can see Brocious in his position. He kind of got one eye on Lofton and one eye toward the batter's box.
He kind of side saddle there at 3rd base.
He's checking Lofton, now back toward Vizquel. Becomes a real hot corner when you got speed at 2nd. And Vizquel in the batter's box with the ability to drop the bunt down. 2 balls and a strike. Falls behind now, 3-1. Got to be like one of those bobblehead dolls to play third base. Situation like this.
See Soho coming in, trying to shorten up Lofton's lead.
Hit well straight away center, but Curtis is right there and shallow. So again, Lofton gets to second with nobody out, and Vizquel can't advance it.
After striking out in the first inning, now kind of lining out here in the third. If the situation comes up again, I can almost guarantee you that Vizquel would bunt, depending on the situation. Here's the fly ball in the center field, and right away he knows he hasn't gotten the job done.
Not a productive out. And when you see these two teams hook up as evenly matched as they are, it's going to be those little things, as it was last year in the championship series, that'll determine who wins. Ramirez, ooh, look out. First pitch swinging, and not enough pine tar on that grip, and that flew well over the Indians' dugout.
Well, when it rains, those batting gloves get slick, and the pine tar really doesn't have as much of an effect as you might want. Now, the security's going to get the bat. He should get another bat in return. Looks like everybody is okay.
And it always draws boos because the fans think they're taking the bat away, but they're just going to give that one back to Ramirez, and that young man will get a brand new one without any pine tar on it.
Well, they're taking him out of the stadium. Maybe that's where they're booing. They thought he had.
I think he might have got hit on the wrist or something. They want to check him and make sure he's all right. Ball and a strike now to Ramirez.
He's got a smile.
Thanks.
Lofton at second, and as you mentioned, he's a little more of a threat to try to steal third right now with 1 out. Not going outside, 2-1.
And Knobloch is pulled way over towards second base, kind of opening up the right side. A lot of room between Knobloch and Tino Martinez, as you can see. Just trying to hold Kenny Lofton a little bit closer.
Again, Brocious keeping an eye on it. Fouled out of play, and it's 2-2.
And from a pitcher standpoint, David Cone has to give him more than one look. He'll look, he'll get the sign, look towards home plate, then look back at the runner, maybe look at home plate again, one more check of the runner, and then deliver.
Sign.
Of course, the fans want the strikeout.
Let's see how many looks he gives Lofton here. Bluffs in that. That's, I think, what good base stealers pay attention to. How many seconds a pitcher comes set, how many times he turns his head. Some guys will give you 2 looks and go, some will give you 1, but as a pitcher you have to vary it, especially against the real good base stealers. Ooh, give him a little Louis T-on hesitation and froze Ramirez with a fastball. That's the creative nature of David Cone.
You know, not only the look that he gave Lofton, but it's also a different look for Ramirez. This is the first time he's done this with him at the plate. And the pitch. Nice little tail on that fastball over the outside corner. Ramirez knew it. You're right. Creativity.
4 strikeouts now for Cone, and here's Tomey. I think the best splitter he's thrown so far. That was down and away for a good strikeout, or a good strike rather. 44 walks, that's 3rd in the American League.
Here's a look at the pitch. Now it's going to be about knee high. Then it drops down out of the zone. Tomei's a pretty good low ball hitter. And what do you say? Pitch just a little bit lower than low.
Lower than low or higher than high. Way inside. When he strides, I don't know if you hit on your heel or flat-footed, but I mean, he digs that heel in and swings against that front leg. There's a hitter in the National League that does that so well, Andres Galarraga. Really hit against that solid front side. Just missed, 2-1.
This is David Cohn's motion to the plate. Now, it's different than the one he froze Ramirez on, and he came straight after Tomei. Yeah, Tomei this year, hitting against that strong front side, hit a home run in Toronto at Sky Dome, 483 feet. Into the restaurant, high in center field. First one that's ever been hit up there.
Strong and quick, and right now with the count of 2-2 and 2 outs again, the fans will applaud for one more strike and see if Cohn can pitch a third scoreless inning. Yankees still looking for their first run when we come back on MSG.
Code 3, we have family in need of a minivan.
Looks like you folks could use some room.
Who are you?
We're the Ford team. Get the Windstar.
How do you do that?
Windstar's got plenty of room for 7. And all your gear.
Plus the government's highest 5-star safety rating.
Lease a Windstar, just $299 a month, or get 1-9 financing or up to $2,500 cash back during the Great American Ford Sales Event at your Ford dealer now.
This guy sure know how to make people happy.
Nobody does it like you.
A revolving brush or 5 rotating brushes, a manual hand tool or one powered with 2 more brushes. The choice is easy.
Nobody
Steam Vac Ultra.
does it like you.
Okay, when I say McDonald's Chicken McNuggets.
I know, I hit the gong.
In honor of Disney's new movie Mulan, the epic adventure about this cool girl who saves China, McDonald's is offering tender, crispy Chicken McNuggets and a new Szechuan sauce for a taste of the East. Starting Tuesday, get 6 pieces for 99 cents, or 20 pieces for $3.29. And please hurry, or Gong Boy over here may never stop.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
Flight 57 now boarding.
Hey, Junior, we don't want to miss our curtain. I hope you've got Hertz #1 Club Gold.
Well, not exactly, but this company's fast. Oh, sure.
Can't we skip the rental counter like it hurts?
Well, not exactly. Duh.
Hey, genius, I'm waterlogged. Doesn't your company have a canopy like Hertz?
Well, not exactly.
Remember, there's Hertz and there's not exactly. Choose the right one.
So you still think I'm the dummy?
Not exactly.
Conditions look a little better here at the stadium. We remind you, New York Yankee baseball brought to you in part by your Tri-State Ford dealers. That's why you drive a Ford. Knobloch for the second at bat of the game for him takes ball 1. Chuck led off the game with a single, but like the Indians, the Yankees have had a couple of base runners in every inning, not able to score against the young righty. In for a strike, 1-1. Chuck using now that nice relaxed grip in the right hand. And he's really started to improve his batting average. That tail's low and in, and it's 2-1. He just kind of cradles that bat. He said early in the year he was gripping a little too tight. Bat was straight up and down. Now you'll see him lay it back and just cradle it in the thumb and forefinger of that right hand.
Yeah, base hit broke an 0 for 9 in his first at bat.
2-2 as he fouls that out of play.
He got his average up, I believe, as high as 284. Where a guy who's hit 307 during his career hit a little bump in a row. Now he might be back on track.
outside, full count. I'm surprised pitchers, and maybe they don't try to quick pitch him, and I still say we could make a nice piece of change if we'd invent gloves that you didn't have to refasten after every pitch. But Knobloch gets in the batter's box, and he just kind of holds that bat about face high. Almost looks like you could quick pitch it.
You would have.
Out of sync on that motion, and Knobloch draws a leadoff walk here in the third as Mel Stottlemyre and David Cohn and Joe Girardi. All that body language, who knows exactly what it is, but could be how they want to go at a particular hitter.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep. Might be talking about how to get a little better grip on the baseball in this wet weather. Bunt attempt by Brocious is fouled out of play. That's a quick strike.
You mentioned about the playability of the field, and you know, Joe Torre, being a former catcher, he can appreciate anything that the pitchers talk about. I believe that you get managers who haven't caught or pitched. You know, sometimes they're just thinking about how hard it is to hit that stuff.
Right. He's done a little of each. Outside is Alomar. Very agile for a catcher at 6'5".
He's had some knee problems in the past. And at one time he was wearing one of those knee guards in the back of the behind one of his knees, and I believe it's still there. Look at his left knee, and it
can sit right down on it.
I think it's called a knee saver, if I'm not mistaken. Now he's wearing it behind his left knee. Right knee seems to be the good one.
Just kind of cushions that area there. Block on the run, got a slow start, and the ball is fouled off. It's a fast track out there, and maybe or a slow track, and maybe with some short spikes.
Yeah, you'll find out who the Mutters are today.
Yeah.
And he did get the slow start, and he's checking the area around first as he heads back to the bag.
Alomar has thrown out 13 of 42 base stealers this year. Blocked by Alomar, and it's 2-2.
You know, Brocious' ability to hit the ball the other way, and he's done that consistently this year, along with every once in a while loading up, and he had a 2-home-run game in Montreal on the recent road trip. But most of the time when he has a 2-strike count, that's when he's looking to hit the ball back through the middle and to the opposite field, cutting down on his stroke.
Both teams have had a little difficulty getting a productive out, being able to advance base runners. He went, and Drew Coble rings him up. Good sharp breaking ball by Wright. Again, after a leadoff single, the Yankees can't advance Knobloch.
Well, this shows you that every pitch does not have to be a strike, and I think this is a designed breaking ball low out of the zone to try and get him to do just that. Go for it, then check his swing and go around too far. And you might be seeing Jared Wright learning how to pitch a little bit more, getting people out. David Cohn does it time and time again. Pitches just out of the zone to strike people out.
Here's O'Neill with one down. Knocked back. Al Trautwig will be along in the 4th and 5th inning, and then Susan Waldman, as usual on Sunday afternoons, will join us in the middle of this one. I think we use the term wise beyond his years, and that certainly applies to Jarrett Wright at 21. He pitches like he's been around for 5 or 6 years. Another good breaking ball there. And what's effective about his breaking ball is that they break down over the plate. They're not breaking inside or outside, and that's when a hitter seems to commit more on the pitches that break right over the plate.
Pitches like his daddy was a major league pitcher.
Yeah, and he was. Blue skies over the stadium. Things looking a little better here in the bottom of the third.
Where'd that come from?
Outside corner fastball, and it's 0-2. Bet you in the dugouts today, these hitters are saying to themselves, these guys are painting. I mean, they're painting the corners.
Well, they've had 2 days where they haven't really gotten to see any live pitching.
Pretty quiet in both dugouts thus far. That backs O'Neill off the plate. And yeah, the youngster is not afraid to do that. They've probably done their homework, and they know how O'Neill loves that ball out over the plate with 2 strikes.
And his ability to guard the plate, too. You can see he reverses the engines here and gets out of the way. And gets into the spin cycle.
Charles Nagy, the Connecticut native, looking on. That's why he threw the ball up and into O'Neill, because he came back with that outside pitch, and I don't know if there's a better hitter in the American League with 2 strikes at spoiling those good pitches or taking it the other way.
See O'Neill drying off that bat, trying to keep the moneymaker dry. You see this one's going out. There's only one place that can go. That's over there up into the seats.
In on the hands, blooped out into short center. Knobloch got a good jump. He's going to try for third, and he'll make it easily.
See, that's why you spoil the tough ones. Keep your at bat alive because you don't know what's going to happen. Didn't hit the next one well. It's not how well you hit them, it's how well they're placed. Gets somewhat jammed. Might have even broken his bat, but Knobloch reacting right away on the bases. Knew that was going to fall in for a hit. Turns on the Jets a little bit more and gets into third standing up. But the Yankees have a threat here. There's the pitch. O'Neill gets jammed. And you'll see Knobloch appear in your picture. Or maybe you won't. He's on his way to third.
First and third, one out. Here's Tino Martinez. High for a ball. Notice how Knobloch, in running the bases, did not have to pick up Willie Randolph. He just picked up the flight of the ball, and he knew by his own judgment he could make it to third. Checking those spikes now because it's a little soggy in that area. Foul. And it's a ball and a strike to Martinez.
Yeah, the good base runners, the guys who consistently score about 100 runs a year, he and Jeter, they don't need the coaches. Only on the ball maybe hit behind him in the right field corner. They'll check out what the third base coach has to say. Yankees leading hitter with runners in scoring position. Not bad. 375.
Good curveball that time, and it's 1-2. Wright has thrown some outstanding curves.
And this is one of them. Spots and drops. Good pitch.
But he's also been victimized by a couple of hangers with that same pitch. That one down in the dirt. Tino checks in time, and it's 2-2.
He got Brocious to chase it, but not Tino Martinez.
Mike Hargrove, second to Tom Kelly of the Minnesota Twins in seniority for a manager. Heartbreaking loss in last year's World Series. And I think Al mentioned, or you mentioned, the t-shirts the Indians sport these days. High for a ball, 3-2. You ain't got a thing if you don't have that ring, and that's what Cleveland's looking for. Yankees looking for a run. Full count to Martinez with runners at the corners, and Raines on deck.
So the Indians, the only team to go into the 9th inning with a lead in the 7th game and lose the World Series.
On the run, hit out into left center field. Witten's on the run, and he's going to grab it. But Knobloch has tagged and will score the first run of the ball game. The Yankees lead it 1-0.
I think when you need a fly ball to score a run, this guy's the best guy in the league. Led the league last year with 13 sacrifice flies. So the ability to hang in there even with 2 strikes and get the ball far enough to the outfield to score a runner. This is the man you want at the plate, Tino Martinez. There's a fly ball, more or less a line drive almost. Witten has that good arm, but not good enough to throw out Knobloch. And the Yankees have picked up the first run of the game.
Here's Raines. Up and in, ball 1. 4 hits and a run, and David Cone, despite giving up 2 hits and a couple of walks, has shut out the Indians through the first 3.
That was Tino Martinez's 5th sacrifice fly of the year.
Left field hit well, but Witten's right there. Puts it away, but the Yankees get on the board. We've played 3 here at the stadium in just what will be a 1-game series. The Yankees lead it by 1. Al Trautwig joins Kenny when we come back on MSG after this.
New York Yankees baseball on MSG. The Yanks are at Camden Yards to battle the Orioles at their New York City Marriott scorecard tomorrow night on MSG.
The unforgettable savings are held over during the Memorial Day sales event at your local Ford dealer. You can still get unforgettable 0.9% financing on Ford Escort, 0.9 financing on Ford Taurus, 0.9 financing on Ford Ranger. Get unforgettable savings on every Ford in stock, up to $2,500 cash back. The unforgettable Memorial Day sales event held over. Don't forget, savings end on June 15th. See your local Ford dealer and think Ford first.
Live from the Carrier Dome, it's the 1998 Syracuse football season, starring Donovan McNabb as the daring debonair quarterback, Evan Johnson and Quentin Spotwood as the wily wide receivers, Rob Conrad as the bruising fullback, featuring the marvelous McIntosh brothers, with Jason Coles in the punishing D, and the most formidable list of guest stars in years. Call now for tickets before it's too late, because this is the season you've been waiting for.
What do Jerry Seinfeld, Bare Naked Ladies, and President Clinton all have in common? They all do Lorraine's. Lorraine's Lunch Baskets menu is bigger and better than ever. Do lunch and do Lorraine's new gourmet pizzas and wraps. Do Lorraine's for the tastiest catering with free delivery and quality service. Lorraine's Lunch Basket.
But if doing lunch means doing business, let's not just do lunch, let's do Lorraine. Let's do Lorraine. Let's do Lorraine. Let's do Lorraine.
New York Yankee baseball is brought to you in part by Hertz. For business, for pleasure. Nobody does it exactly like Hertz. Kind of a rainy afternoon here at the stadium. And
I've been looking at the radar. It's not good.
It's not good?
No, it's not good.
It's good enough to play right now. That's
yes,
all we're worried about.
It is right now. It's good. Boy, David Cohn's been tough with runners on, huh?
You know, he's picked up the strikeouts in clutch situations in the first inning, and then again in the third. Had a man on in the second. Ended the inning with a strikeout.
He's got 5 strikeouts, and you know, originally the plan when the season started was not to throw so many darn pitches, but it's just the way David Cohn approaches the game. 1-0 to Travis Fryman. Gets him to swing at the outside pitch, 1-1. He's up to 55 pitches here as we move into the top of the 4th inning. Fryman hitting .266.
In his last start, David Cohn threw a season high 122 pitches as he threw a complete game. But anytime you have a week's rest, you recover.
Yeah.
And, it's interesting that he had a week's rest when he went to the last start.
They have broken his bat on the ground ball to Brocious. 5-3 on your scorecard. Little lean by Tino Martinez. 1 gone here in the Indians' 4th. Here's who's done what for Cleveland. Basically, it's Kenny Lofton and nobody else. David Justice worked out a leadoff walk. Sometimes you pay for that. Today, David Cohn didn't. Lofton with a single and a double plus a stolen base. Here's David Justice playing the DH role today for the Indians, hitting .288. Lofton singled and stole in the first and then doubled in the third, and both times he was left stranded out on base. Cohn gets strike 1.
Took a little off on the breaking ball.
Inside. Kenny, are you going to be all right?
I think so.
It's called a cough button, but you've basically turned it into the big sneeze button.
Yeah, my allergies are kicking in.
It was a funny moment with Jose Cardinal and Ricky Leday when he got his first hit. He said, "Here, hold the ball, hold the ball." No, not so fast. 2-1 to David Justice.
He got it out of the way quick enough, didn't he? Getting that first hit, first pitch.
And give the fans credit when he caught the fly ball also. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They were all over the fact that this was his debut, and he gets the ball and he caught the ball with ease. We may be seeing a lot of Ricky Leday for the next 3 weeks or so. 2-2 to Justice.
Yeah, David Justice, all those years with the Atlanta Braves and coming to the Indians, he's made a career out of postseason, hasn't he? I mean, every year I guess he counts on going into October.
Ground ball to Knobloch. 2 outs. You know, just last week, if you said to yourself, we're playing a 3-game series in the postseason, which Yankee starters are going to go? Wow. You could have easily made an argument for El Duque, Hideki Irabu, and David Wells. But here in these last 2 starts, it's almost as if David Cone is reasserting himself a bit.
The way the team has been playing and the way the starting pitchers have been going, nobody wants to let the team down.
You know, especially coming off that last game in Montreal.
Yeah.
The mental attitude of this team was, man, we shouldn't lose to the Expos. No way, no how on any day. By the way, the rotation over the next few days, it's Wells tomorrow, hoping his shoulder's all right. Then Irabu, and then Pettit on Wednesday in Baltimore, followed by El Duque, first game of the next series in Cleveland. Fouled off. It's Wells, Irabu, Pettit, and then Hernandez.
They want Pettit to pitch against Baltimore.
Yes, that's right.
Great record at Camden Yards.
1-2 to Sandy Alomar Jr. Line drive, left field. Leday on the run. Very casually pulls it down. So a 1-2-3 inning for David Cone. That's his first one of those. It's a 1-0 lead, but with the weather like this, that's nothing to sneeze at.
You've child-proofed your house. Maybe it's time you child-proofed your garage.
When Earl and I got our new Mitsubishi big screen, we had no idea the number of visitors we would receive. Children suddenly returned home with their children. Neighbors we'd never met.
Neighbor.
Then it dawned on me. They really weren't coming to see me at all. They just wanted my popcorn.
At Nobody Beats the Whiz, buy any Mitsubishi big screen and pay nothing for 12 months.
Nobody beats the Whiz.
Well, my Discover card statement reads like a wish list.
What?
Toys. I like toys. I love pinball machines. This will improve my golf game. It is unbelievable to me how fortunate I've been in my life, and I can't ask for anything more. Discover Card Cashback Bonus, no competition.
It pays to Discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-TO. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
We interrupt this program to bring you the following message. No one duplicates color better than we do. MCS Canon.
Accountants, plumbers, lawyers, you've hired them all. So why not put some safety engineers on a modest monthly retainer? Lease the Volvo S70.